I had to walk into the shot. Oh my. People are saying, hey Kev, where'd you get the clothes? This is the Bill Blass look. I want you to know that. Courtesy of the Salvation Army up there on Ford Road. Some nice duds. And this is what they call the game show host. Actually, it's my new line of clothes. I don't know, can I use the new name of my new line of clothes on TV? Dem Jews. That's what my new line of clothes is going to be. 5 foot nothing both ways. And you see, that's what it's going to be. Right now, I'd like to bring up Gary Kraus. Gary, just the luck didn't happen. The pins were falling for her even before she bowled.
Couldn't find a line, that's all.
What are the lanes like?
They're pretty dry.
Be honest with me now.
They're dry. The lanes were nice.
But so it's just not reacting for you?
No, they weren't.
Oh, well, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Hope you had a good time.
I did.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Kraus. And right now, I'd like to bring up Carolyn Walker. We've spelled her name 10 different times over there as the show's been going. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So, once again, keeping up with the winning Walker tradition.
No, I hope so.
So you're going to make it to that Tournament of Champions and then lose like Mark?
No, I'm not going to lose, but I'll make it there.
You bowled a 191 with the 44-pin handicap, so you just about hit your average.
Good.
How are the lanes working for you?
They're working great.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see you back here next week, and you'll face a new opponent, and hopefully the rack will work, and we'll be in good shape.
Hey, it's working okay.
It was kind of fun.
No problem.
No problem.
It was fun.
Well, thanks for being on the show.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carolyn Walker. Now, where am I? Am I over here? Where are you going, Keith? Okay, Keith, bumper shot. So I thought we were going to go show the people the technical end of the bowling alley. No, that's okay. We'll do that another week, just to kill time. I'm talking to Hal Gertner, my director. So should I just close out the show? No, that's fine. Okay. Once again, here from the Silver Lanes, I'd like to say to the people here at the Silver Lanes, sorry. I called it by another name at the Tournament of Champions in the end of the show. For God's sakes, this isn't the Garden Lanes. We're at the Silver Lanes. And for everybody, Dan York, Keith Adkins, Brian Larson, just a heck of a guy, Harold Larson, and all the people that came down here, Jim Ray and Jerry Riley, I'd like to thank you for watching the show. Good night. And once again, Carolyn Walker is our champion. We'll see her back here next week. Good night. Welcome up your alley. Just had to go inside there, get Dan York pop. He's the director, I guess what you could call it. And here at Seafood Bay was going to go over here to Kitty's. Noticed the smell, said nah. Some here, some nice. Oh, I don't believe this. I may get across. Got to cross Ford Road here. Now, I don't know if you get shot up the road there though, but that's like the second busiest intersection in Michigan. And here we are at the Silver Lanes. This is up your alley. One of the best shows around, ladies and gentlemen. International Bike Shop there. Buy a vowel. Come on, look at, get a shot of that building over there. They need to buy a vowel. Where's Vanna? Get a shot of that. But this is it. This is the home. Get a shot, Keith. Get a shot of the building, buddy. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it here, but there's some birds' nests here. Big uproar with the Humane Society about spending and where they're going to house some of the pets and stuff. And here, the Silver Lanes, they are nice enough to give them the letters. And a lot of birds are up there. And they're housing them parrots and parakeets and all kinds of birds. We're going to come into the bowling alley now. Dan needs his pop. Dan, got your pop, buddy. There's a shot of the birds there. Humane Society is really happy. They're thanking the people here at the Silver Lanes for giving them the letters so you can house the birds up in there in the letter nest. Now, like I said, this is up your alley. This is northeastern Michigan. That's right. It's northern Michigan's #1 bowling show. The people up there in Petoskey are going, wow, bowling. But like I said, and it's being brought to you through a grant from the Garden City Cable Commission. And you too can put a show together of your own just by contacting that Cable Commission through the Garden City City Hall. And they were down the road there about a quarter mile from Seafood Bay. So all the people at City Hall probably just jet right over there at lunchtime and have some of them hush puppies and seafood. It's a good place to eat. And this is the second week of the summer-fall '89 season of Up Your Alley. Last week, Carolyn Walker won. She beat Gary Krause. Those were 2 challengers. Now Carolyn is the champion. Once again, Up Your Alley is shot here at the Silver Lanes. We'd like to thank the people. And at the end of a season, we have the Up Your Alley Tournament of Champions. And if you win the Up Your Alley Tournament, if you win that thing, if you win the game, the Tournament of Champions, you receive an all-expense-paid trip to Toronto for 2, courtesy of your travel planner over in the Sheridan Square. And it's a great trip. We've given away 3 so far, and in the Up Your Alley Tournament of Champions 4, we'll give away another one. Now, the way you get in the Tournament of Champions is by bowling a high game on Up Your Alley, and we tabulate all the scores in this 6-month period that will probably end sometime in November. And the top 5 high games will bowl off in a tournament-type fashion, and the winner of that receives that trip to Toronto. It's a great trip. We gave a trip to Chuck Morris, Joe Kaczynski, and Richard Setlock won about 2 weeks ago in the Tournament of Champions 3. Now, right now, I'd like to bring up our 1-week champion, Carolyn Walker. And ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. Welcome back, Carolyn.
Thank you.
It's a tough time coming back.
No way.
How'd you like the hotel accommodations for that last week?
What hotel?
She stayed out in the alley in her car, so it wasn't a good stay.
No.
So we were to put you up in the hotel. They're building it. I don't know if you can tell. They're going to build it next to Farmer Jack's. Or Kroger's. No, it's Kroger's, isn't it? Over there. They're going to put a hotel over there.
Okay.
Just to house the people that are on the show.
Well, I live 5 minutes away, so.
Oh, so you just ended up staying at home. Oh, so you passed. Oh, so now you don't qualify for prizes.
Oh,
If
really?
you don't stay in the hotel, you don't get prizes.
Oh, really?
That's probably why we didn't give them to you last week. I'm sure that's what it was. Because she didn't get any prizes last week. But, well, thanks for being on the show. What happened to Mark? I seen him get, picked up in a truck, and
He
he's
went
going.
back to work.
What kind of work does he do?
He's helping a friend build upstairs.
Mark's building? Mm-hmm. He couldn't push the button on the pin setter when he was on the show. How's he going to...
Building.
Was there anybody out there you'd like to say hello to?
I've got one of my bowling buddies here, Arlene, that I bowl with on Tuesday mornings.
Anybody else?
My grandkids, my kids.
Okay, well, hi to everybody else there. Well, good luck this week.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carolyn Walker. And now I'd like to bring up our challenger, Robert, and I don't want to say the last name because I'm afraid I'll screw it up. Dreyer. That's okay. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So how'd you find out about this show?
My son and I was down at Garden Lanes and was bowling a few games down there, and I said, I seen a big sign down there by the pins. I said, I'd like to get on that.
So you just signed right up?
Yeah.
And then you found out it's here.
Yeah, I found it was here, and I said, well, I'll go anyway.
This is a nicer bowling alley.
It is. It very nice.
I mean, how many bowling alleys have oil paintings of Kenny Rogers?
Yeah, I didn't notice that until you pointed it out.
That is a fine painting, though. Renoir painted that.
Renoir?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's some guy. I don't know, some famous painter.
Some French guy.
Yeah, some French guy painted it. Then that's after the American Music Awards or something like that.
That's beautiful. I like to have one of those for my living room.
Yeah, doesn't that look like something you'd probably see at Dario's?
Exactly. In fact, I think they have the original at Dario's.
Probably. Knowing Cy, he popped big bucks to get a picture like that.
No, Cy didn't. Cy's very cheap with a buck, but I think it was Angie. I believe Angie popped for it.
Good thing I don't work there anymore.
Good thing I've never worked there.
But somebody here you know works there.
Exactly. A real good friend of mine, Linda, and my son's out there, and his girlfriend, a couple of his friends, and my neighbor used to live across the street from me, is Mary Green, who was there.
Anybody else in TV and land out there?
My daughter, she's out in Canton. I don't think you go all that way.
We might, though, someday. So if you want to say hi, just in case she sees it.
Okay, hi, Kelly. My
Anybody?
mom and dad over in Westland, they don't have cable, but hi, mom and dad anyway.
I think you pick it up on the satellite, though.
Exactly, and they got one of those big satellite dishes, yeah.
Anybody else?
That's about it.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Dreyer. Ooh, what a week. Well, we'll be back with more Up Your Alley and actually the bowling part of the show, the reason we're here, right after this. Oh, we're up. Oh, welcome back to the show. There you see a good shot of Carolyn Walker and Robert Dreyer. And right now we'll have Robert step to the foul line. He's our challenger. And Carolyn with that 32-pin handicap. So he's throwing at the 5-pin right now. Knocked down 9.
No, I gotta get going pretty soon.
He'll be on 45. And Carolyn's to the line now. Apparently there was a spare there in the first frame. And a good shot there. Now, in other shows, when we used to do the show over the other bowling alley, we used to use different bowlers in every show to keep the bowlers fresh. Here at the Silver Lanes, we changed the format. We're using different lanes now. We're on lane 3 to keep the lanes fresh. We wouldn't want to wear out a lane, and that's why we're here over on lane 3. We have sober pins on lane 3. And pops it in the gutter there. So an 8 count, open frame. And the first for Carolyn. She has a 40 in the first frame. We added up that handicap there. 32 and 8 is 40. Seven count there. Should be throwing at the 1-2-4 combination. And a pick up there. So spare in the second frame. Now you people at home are saying, hey Kev, what about that big bad boy announcement? Well, the thing is, Rick Mahorn is leaving and going to Minnesota. So is Up Your Alley. Up Your Alley will be able to be seen in Minnesota now. He bowled on the wrong lane, but that's okay. We'll let him bowl. We only bowl on the one lane. That's okay. It's never happened before. It's kind of like a banner day for the show. The cameraman, Brian Larson's going, where the hell is the guy? Okay, we're changing the format now. We're going to start using 2 lanes. 9, Jim.
9, Jim.
Doing his best there behind the scoreboard. We got Jim Ray in the soundproof booth. All game shows have to have him. So did he pick up the spare on the right lane?
Left lane.
Nice sitting on my clothes. You're in my dressing room. Come on.
I'm sorry.
Someone stole my jackets. First they break into my car, then they steal my jackets. People at home are going, Kev, you got your car broke into? Yeah. Strike there. You know, the terrible thing about getting my car broke into, and I thought I had like $1,000 worth of stuff stolen. The bad thing about it is I didn't get in cop calls in the Observer, and I made a police report. Dan York also got ripped off. Could it be one of them bowling things? So a split there, the 7-10 split, and I'm not real sure, but I think that's the first 7-10 split of the new season. I think. I wasn't bummed about the 70 tapes and the 2 starter jackets that were stolen. It was that basket that I had made at the Basket Maker's Workshop. I had made a big clothes hamper shaped as a Buddha, and I had it stolen. And as we get situated on the right lane, he knocks down 7. He's doing it the 1-2-8 combination. And a spare there on the right lane. Yeah?
Just cheering for Dad.
Oh, okay. And a 9 count there in the 5th frame. He'll be throwing out the 3-pin. I made that big announcement. It was the Rick Mahorn will be able to see it as he plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, if by chance he gets traded to the Chicago Bulls, like what they're trying to do, the show is in Chicago. And a spare there. And an 8 count there in the 5th frame. And a great reaction there as the ball goes left. 94 in the 5th frame for Carolyn. And Robert with a 65 in the 4th frame. And a spare there in the 5th frame. We'd like to thank Jim Ray for keeping score for us this week. Jerry Walker had to go pick up Amy, and he should be back next week. Jerry, we really miss you. Amy works in Canton, but it's a long drive. And just not the pin action she was asking for off the left wall, and she comes up 2 pins shy there in the 6th frame. And we'll give her a 102. Robert Dreyer will step here to the line in the 6th frame. He throws that big hook. And a solid 10-pin. Now you people at home are saying, oh my, we haven't had enough excitement yet. Kev, what was that birth date you were planning? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's 2.5 years on Channel 18. It's the 2.5 year anniversary here on Channel 18. And it's a big teary moment for us, since that's where it all began. And a spare there in the 6th frame. Possibly get Brian Larson's rendition of Happy Birthday at the end of the show. You see a shot there, but there's a pin in the gutter. It's something we see in Garden City a lot. But people out there watching the show, if there's anybody interested in forming the Up Your Alley Orchestra, or just being in it, or if you know of a band that would like to play here in Up Your Alley, just write Post Office Box 447, Garden City, Michigan 48135. Trying to get a band to be on the show. We'll shoot every Tuesday in July, except for July 4th. And that day we'll be doing the live cable version of Go for the Works on Channel 3. And a spare there in the 7th frame. And we're also trying to work up a slogan. Channel 4 has First for Sports. We can't think of one that fits real good for First 18 Sports. That kind of sounds like a sports guru think tank where guys just sit around and think of sports to play. So if you can think of that, send it to us. And a bucket there on the left-hand side. Good shot right down the pipe, and boom, she knocks down the bucket there in the 8th frame. Nice shot. That's a tough one. And a strike there in the 8th frame. Robert with a 112 in the 7th frame. Carolyn with a 118. A 6-point lead there for Carolyn. But a strike in the 8th frame for Robert. A 6 count there in the 9th frame for Rob. And a spare there in the 9th frame. Carolyn needs a mark here in the 8th frame. Excuse me, 9th frame. She has a spare in the 8th frame. 7 count there in the 9th frame. Brian, there's a clock up there. It's like 10 to 8, buddy. And Carolyn will pick up 1 there, open frame in the 9th. 143 in the 9th frame for Carolyn Walker. She'll bowl out here in the 10th. Still anybody's ball game. And a good shot there. And a 7 count in the 10th frame, a split. Tough one to pick up. And she picks up 2 pins there in the 10th frame. 152 for Carolyn Walker. All Robert needs is a spare here in the 10th frame in 2. Excuse me, a spare in 1. A 9 count there. And he missed it, but he's the champion. 160 to 152, an 8-point victory for Robert Dreyer, and we have a new champion. We'll be back with more Up Your Alley. Allery? Is there an R in alley? I don't think so. Right after this. Of fans there in that shot, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the end of Up Your Alley, and we have a new champion. So for the second week in a row, we've got a new champion. Last week Carolyn Walker won, and this week Robert Dreyer won. So just all fun, all fair, all great show, wouldn't you say? It was an 8-point victory. He bowled a 160, came through there in the clutch in the end and won it. So right now I'd like to bring up Carolyn Walker. She bowled a 152. You gave it a good try.
I loved it.
You loved it.
I love every minute of being here.
You do.
It's fun.
You're like our #1 fan.
Who?
You are. I said you're like our #1 fan. And
It's fun.
it is.
It's a good show. It's a fun show.
Well, thank you.
I like
Did
it.
you have a good time?
Sure did.
Well, great. So we'll send you all kinds of prizes in the mail, possibly a car or something, but I'm not sure, but,
What a Model T.
well, I guess. Yeah, Matchbox cars. There we go. Some of the new prizes.
Would love that.
But thanks for being on the show, and possibly if you're high game, right now you qualify for the Up Your Alley Tournament of Champions. If the show had to be canceled today and we had to take the top 5 high bowlers, there'd only be 3 and you'd be up there.
Okay.
So,
Thanks loads, Kevin.
so you got a real good chance.
Thank you.
So you may be hearing from us. But if not, keep watching the show, please.
I will. I watch it every time it's on, every time I catch it.
Well, great. Well, it's always on. It's like on 5 times a week.
I know, but I don't catch it. I have to work.
Well, some people have. I had to forfeit my job just to watch the show.
Okay, then I'll forfeit mine to watch the show.
Well, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Kevin.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carolyn Walker. And right now I'd like to bring up our new champion, Robert Dreyer. He bowled a 160 and came through there in the end. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, came through there in the 9th frame and 10th frame with the marks, and you did it.
No, but she gave me a break.
She had that handicap, though.
Yeah, she got the split in the 10th frame, and I blew a couple of easy spares and kind of rattled myself when I bowled in the wrong lane, but Cy taught me that. Cy
Taught you how to bowl in the wrong lane?
Taught me everything.
Sometimes he goes to the wrong restaurant every now and
He
then.
bowls with the wrong hand and everything.
That's just Cy for you.
It's Cy. Yeah.
When you're this short and bald,
Yeah.
no telling what can happen.
Half Mexican,
Oh boy, we did.
He loves me like a son. What can I say?
Yeah, what do you?
I've known him for 15 years.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
That's all right. I used to cut my hair.
He cut my hair once.
You're paranoid like I am.
One time, yes. He sent me there when I worked there, because I pay I
Over
get.
the Coliseum?
Yeah, up to the Coliseum. One time, it's like, I'll do a good job, and the lady will do it. I go, there's like a lady with one leg and no arms. She's jumping at me with scissors in her mouth, and she's like this tall. I said, never again am I going there, because they butchered me. I'm missing part of my ear,
I noticed that.
and it's terrible. Never go there.
That's
But
what
your
happened.
hair looks good.
Yeah, that's what happens when you drop meatballs, though. He sends you to them one-arm people.
Well, if you look at Cy, he cuts his own hair.
I've seen that, yeah.
He looks a
I don't
little
want to cut mine again.
No, you got nice hair compared to Cy.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I got more of it anyway.
Oh yeah, well you don't have many. So.
Yeah.
One would be better than that. There we go. He's a great.
We got a fan.
We got a
Cy fan out here.
Apparently, because
Yeah.
she works for him,
Yeah, she works
should
for
at
him,
least be in
and
speaking
she
terms
pays,
with him.
and he pays her.
Yeah, he does. Well, thanks for being with us. We'll see you next week.
Sure will.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Dreyer. And this show is almost done. Thanks for watching. We'd like to thank Keith Atkins here, Jim Ray's our scorekeeper. Jerry Riley will be back next week. He had to pick up Amy. Brian Larson, Harold Larson, Dan York, and all the people here at Up Your Alley. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kevin Kramus. We'll see you next week. Good night.